Third and final map between INTZ and eUnited. It was a very close affair on cash, but the Brazilians managed to edge out the North Americans. Then we move on to Mirage. Another third finisher here, and we'll see who comes out on top. I have to say KNG looked much improved, although he did have some moments of whiffs as well. He managed to really turn it on when it was required. A few players missing from the eUnited squad led them to a 30-round defeat there right at the very end. Mirage, we don't have much information on either of these teams, but I would say it suits the Brazilian playstyle. Still, it's a bit of a home map for them in the sense of historically, Brazilian teams have always been very good on Mirage generally. eUnited are a tight-knit unit, but they are starting to drop off. Not as powerful as what they looked in the first map, at least.
I think KNG being warmed up now will be a problem. He got the derp out in the first map, so now he's playing. Yell had like, what, 5 kills or maybe slightly more than that? Sure. It's weird because, well, I think this is a map where they could go double up, but will Yell be the second AWP? Because again, he was on AWP on the previous teams we've seen him on until his role was taken by others. So maybe that's where he will find his calling, but probably not on the T side. That is not your usual lineup, so door? Maybe it is for window? The door position. The door. Oh, it's just a different variation for the window.
Right in there.
Yeah, right inside.
Inside. Means no CDs can sneak out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
GG.
always better that way.
That's it. It's done.
Yeah, might be.
The shot is fired.
Everybody's on short and apps. Only one person watching the door. So eUnited have got 4 people on the B bomb site now because the post-plant positions may not have been ideal for INTZ. So while the smokes were nice, kind of stop there. Great shot from Zand. Is there time to defuse it again? Cello. Oh, he's got a knife, but is he looking the right way? He's taken down one player, not the diffuser though. Looking at the radar, honestly, they had one player on the balcony, INTZ.
Yeah.
Everybody else was deep short, apart from one guy who was deep apps. So they didn't really cover the choke points and market beyond the smoke. They're not a brick wall.
That's really weird, I have to say, because I mean, I see what they want to do there. They want to take control of Catwalk, but you kind of don't have to in a pistol round. It's kind of different to a gun round in that sense. So it's kind of weird that they would leave market and the door open, completely open.
Yeah, basically.
Right? I don't think I've ever seen that, actually.
Tactical timeout.
It's like the pen ran out of ink on the strat page.
Possibly. Tactical timeout leads to force buy here for INTZ. They've used almost all of their timeouts throughout this series. And this is the first and the
rounds
second
as
round. Yeah, true. We'll see what can be done with this. One AK. They haven't fully invested, however. It's just Cello who's dropped the AK from KNG. He's got the best spawn. He almost certainly goes with the mid-window pick.
Nice.
So that's why they take the tactical timeout. I don't mind that at all. They would want to invest in this round, not super heavy. If they get the first pick, boost in window, maybe get a gun. That would boost their chances overall. We'll see if Kenji can nail this. There he does. It's a trade, but they'll take it. There's still the AK there available. Maybe not for Cello, though. He has just the deagle. Needs one of these shots to connect. Not happening. Still alive, but the bomb's gone down. All the action happening on the A side of the map, and Cello will be dealt with in due course. It's going to be 2-0 eUnited, as INTZ will have money to buy here. There will just be a couple of compromising. See, Cello won't have enough for AK being get a little armor, if that's what he wanted. More likely he goes for a Deagle armor or an SMG, I'd imagine. We will see. There's a Deagle.
Not much success with the previous Deagle, but new round, new day. New opportunities. Maybe the pre-fire shots are where he will find success. Cooper on the low grounds. Doesn't have any cover. Interesting approach.
That's cool, though, because you don't often expect that the Ts will burst 4 players top mid immediately. So it's... I can see why that would be startling.
Yeah. I'm sure he wasn't expecting that. I would agree it was a surprise.
Hello. It's a defuse kit.
Miles away. Don't often see one travel that far.
They used to like just not move.
Yeah.
It's just
it's like they have the weight setting is extremely heavy on those, but there we are. Now you can shoot them along. United repositioning into the A bomb site. Marky taking an aggressive position with the SMG. Needs that close range. Wants to brand their face with that flower. 2 players on the ramp. Grenades flying in. Vanity can try to run some distraction. He's got no counter grenades, no molly or HE for the Tetris position. Marky will do what he can. He had a Molotov. And Destiny will fall. Frags are flying in. It's time to cello with the Desert Eagle. He managed to pick up the AK-47. Vanity by default. Perhaps a spotted cello now. There's the bait, there's a flashbang. Plays repositioning. Time being bought. Does cello... Does he try and clutch? Does he try and save? Doesn't matter because Vanity will take the decisions away. 3 plays survive for eUnited and the sheet remains clean.
Certainly does, James. INTZ yet to make a real dent. Closest run they had was the pistol. As we get into round number 4 here, partial buy available. Maximum loss bonus next round. So we'll see if that's going to be a factor here with the CZs, the armor. A couple of smokes. Heading towards B, probably smoke both the arches and try and get through. Actually changing the course towards underpass here. So, one player in the form of Yell towards A ramp. Smoke looking likely for connector. Now we'll get lined up. Actually goes in the window, so that's a deep one to throw. KNG will open things up, and now Moose fighting back here, but it's Cooper who's found the bomb.
Vanity just going out there, man. Into a foreign lands. Market potentially in for some problems here. I don't know if you would have seen those players burst out, and with that first frag on Market unlocking middle for free, it's starting now to snowball somewhat out of control. Marky will be looking for this, but he's got players, of course, very close to him. He's going to try to lock down the site, have a crossfire as well with a mad CT. And yeah, that's not great. That's a bad sign. 2 versus 4 now for the United. And it really is truly snowballing out of control here as Cooper tries to hold things down. There's not really all that much in the way of utility to stop him from taking these shots, though. And that is really a blessing. He might even be able to get the guy planting the bomb here. He's going to line it up. Nope. 2 versus 2 now. And in comes Moose. Oh, the first couple shots baited out there, and that now spells doom and death for Destiny.
Yeah, not the cleanest finish there, friends. They did not capitalize upon the advantages. Cooper was even gifted a few misses of the AWP, ends up with 3 kills in total. Bomb planted and some missed shots from the steps position. That shot really had to connect as they go 4-0 down. Like we said, maximum loss bonus now. And here's Cooper with the first kill of the round. Position back towards CT. Couple of misses, but made up for it with this one. And the third as well. Nice shot as Moose manages to close out the round. 4-0. All power for KNG. Destiny with a decent spawn. Probably going to be smoke there, and he can cross over safely as he Molotovs in towards the connector. Vanity still has vision for now. He's waiting to see if the smoke will come in. Considered denying it. Not going to be the case, and actually maybe underpass Molotov coming in. As they'll hold up, Moose looking to get stuck in.
So this is the kind of thing that Miku does. Seems that INTZ are prepared for it with some light spray towards this position. Hard to see him. He sees the head though, but he won't outstay his welcome. So you can do that. You can look in the underpass as well. Catch people off guard. It's a good smoke to know. For those of you at home, smoke in the window. They could smoke the top of connector. I believe that's happening as well. They can start to move down to take the connector position. Now there is a lurker with the bomb headed on ramp. We can see that Cooper is in Palace, which will be a problem once this execute comes in. He scopes in already. It would be taking him a while to walk to the end. Into 3 players in connector, into 2 players in connector. That's the information. You can see Cooper starting to move back on the radar now. He's done a 180, still scoped in, spots the player jungle. He's revealed his position, he's missed his shot, but he's run distraction. Vanity gets the frag, and now there are 2 INTZ players remaining. Finally get their first pick, but Moose is there to trade. That leaves Yell with 17 HP alone. Outmaneuvered despite a strong splitting position on the A bomb site.
Yeah, nothing can be done with this one, I'm afraid. 20 seconds. Look
at the utility left on the United as well.
Yeah.
Haven't really forced them to do much.
I was going to say as well, for future reference, Cooper in his position, actually giving his position away, I think is really good to do before the push has come onto the site. I think with the AWP especially, all you want is just those T to be looking at Palace every so often. Gives a big edge to your teammates fighting on the site. That threat. The threat is greater than the action, as Devil Walk used to say years ago.
INTZ timeout. Maximum loss bonus. An AK saved. 4K on Cello. 3,500 for KNG. Really not an ideal spot to be in here. Third and final map decides who will be knocked out first and who will progress to the semi-finals of week 2 here. Only 2 timeouts remaining. We're only in round number 6. That's a sign of the times. Things really not going well for them. They've used 2 timeouts already, and we've barely started the third map.
The hero, oh no, it's a full force buy. Okay. If they get the bomb plant, that'll be 4,200. So fair to say that they must get the bomb plant, worst case. We've had our first timeout round win. Let's not forget what happened on Inferno. The round before that, though, they did get the bomb planted. So again, they need at least that. Yell lurking towards the B bomb site, showing presence of 1 player. And now all the sound cues disappear. After Cooper's push perhaps in Palace in the previous round, Cello will clear the Palace position and then maybe he's now going to clear the ramp. One person A rather than 2. They've been in B apps and gone, so who knows what's happening. But there was a pop flash over towards B for Vanity to peek. And he's got an aggressive Molotov, so they're more or less clearing out that area. So we may see more defenders towards the A bomb site based on these grenades. In fact, indeed, Vanity is moving towards A now after throwing a molly towards the kitchen in B apps. And INTZ are still standing on their map control. A smoke top of connector. And Cello starts to move away from A, as you can see on your radar. They're re-aggressing towards the B bomb site. Maybe they heard those grenades and they have a read that B is the best bet.
Moose will battle valiantly from the bench there, but it's not quite enough. 1 kill has locked Food out of the bomb site. An incredibly difficult procedure for him. Nails the first shot, doesn't feel safe, pulls back. He has bought some time, however, as the bomb goes down. Not on the default spot, but just next to it. As Food continues to find kill after kill. KNG looking to pass through the smoke here. He's gone past undetected, but I don't think he'll win them the round. He's in kitchen, sure. He can actually see the bomb. He could be super smart here, but Vanity's waiting for him and takes him down.
3 seconds on the clock. At least it wasn't a timeout, but it was close. And they didn't get that plant they needed.
Good shot.
Oh, that was a combo. That was the flash. That's why they were blind on short.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Great capture from the team in the back as well. CS nerds.
So still that maximum loss bonus in full effect, but no plan in the previous round, meaning the CZs, Mac 10, and an A execution. If they get the bomb down, I'll be impressed. Marky's ready for this. You can hear the players next to him. Decides to peek late. Actually misses most of the shots. This could get problematic now. Bullets raining in from all angles. No plant yet. As the CTs need to wait. We've got a long flank from Moose coming in. As the plant finally does come through. Just enough time before that smoke dissipates. And now incendiary close range to flush out anyone by the ticket booth. Nice shot from Moose. Preempting the rotation from KNG. 4 on 4, and 3 of them are extremely wounded here. eUnited should win the round. It's just how expensive it's going to be. I say that. Zan does get one more, and Yell somehow wins that duel. 2 on 2.
Might be awkward with the AWP. That bomb is pretty damn ticked. 1 player in Palace. Oh, in the face, baby! Last player in the Palace as well. He can't do this. All he can do is give the opponent an AWP, Vanity. I think it's time to exit. Turn that state of welcome with 30 HP. An unlikely round for INTZ to get their first round on the board, but I'm sure they'll take it. 6-1. They pick up an AK. Oh, they found another AWP, which will quickly make its way to KNG. Now what? I see a second AWP coming out for eUnited. They have money to spend, and they will spend it.
Another timeout? These guys really like to consider their options, don't they? Love a timeout. This is the first half, and they've got 1 remaining out of 4. Don't see many in online games. You see a little bit more in this format, considering so much is on the line. But they really have used a lot of them. Fair enough. They're entitled to them.
Yeah, Henry.
It's an observation, not a criticism. It's an observation.
You need to chill out, Henry.
I am chill.
They're buying.
I'm perfectly 100% chilled.
I think they're buying this round no matter what, just because they'll be able to like drop one if necessary.
Who?
Huh? ENTZ, even if they lose this next round.
Oh right.
You know, because of the loss bonus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was that 5? So
29.
They'll get all the monies. So if they get a bomb plant, they'll be absolutely secured. Another buy. So let's see how it goes. I mean, perhaps that could have been part of the discussion. Be like, all right, lads, let's build the objective around getting a bomb plant. That should be the game plan here. And whoa, Cooper's going to peek straight into Kianji, and that is a scary way to start off the round on the CT side. You might want to try to push something at this point now. Try to get some control back, and they can see that mid is completely voided, so they have to be afraid of either A or B, obviously, but exactly where. And they are gravitating towards B here, so even though United have no info... Oh, that timing. Imagine if he was a little bit slower. Would have gone straight undetected up those stairs, but it's now down. They're actually pushing all over the place. They still have options here available towards the A bomb site because they're so spread out, and Marquis going to stay in Palace. That's kind of devastating because the bomb is now just lingering in the B apartments towards T-spawn. Doesn't seem like it's 100% nowhere to go just yet. It's going to be down to Zand or Kianji to make something happen. And it looks like he's afraid of T-spawn because of the player in Palace.
The bomb stalled in T-spawn with 30 seconds to go. They need some kills quickly. That's more like it. KNG somehow survives on 1 HP. After taking a dink from the Org. But Marquis, he's the VIP at this point, holding towards that Palace position. They are aware of it. 18 seconds to go, so plenty of time to get the bomb down as they smoke him out. He's going to try and nade and do what he can here. But it looks... Oh, what? Whoa. It actually works. Okay, that's kind of insane. That nade lands directly on its target. 2 versus 2, and Food seems to be aware as to where the planter is. Maybe not. Waiting for his teammate Marquis to get vision from the smoke.
Flash for his teammate. Oh, that is absolutely beautiful. Is there a trade for triple? No! Cello will clutch it. They weren't sure where the bomb was planted. They thought it was default. It was triple, and that maybe made the difference. By the skin of their teeth, INTZ take that one. Nice on the fly flash, though. That was real fun. Nice second shot from KNG. He has indeed woken up.
That third, especially. Down to 1 HP, the difference maker. More than he was worth for sure. Fantastic work from KNG. 6-2. Huge round for them. As now CTs are hamstrung. Good grenade at the start, though. Decent damage towards Zan. Vanity makes his way in underpass, but you can see there is some trepidation on the T side. They are aware. And it will be Yell to actually find that first pick. He was very slow and aware of the possible push. And now it goes to a 5 versus 4. Vanity's been removed. Cooper just actually seeking for information there. Gets nothing for it. And now the 5 and 4. And INTZ with plenty of time remaining, or bide their time.
Three players mid. And they wait. INTZ love a slow round. Cello collecting the bomb, perhaps? Bomb has been collected. Keeping the CTs honest, more or less. And INTZ starts to move into position. Leave KNG in situ on mid. Food suggesting a smoke from back of B. And... oh my god, so much information. 39 seconds, surely no time to rotate. Marquis on his way. There's a key flashbang. Cooper still finds the kill. Smoke going down on the short position. Now what does he do? Looking for a flanker. There he is. Beautiful stuff. Great awareness from Cooper. Last player comes out the window. Some pot shots through the smoke. 2 versus 3. It's doable. But will they go for it? They could boost over the smoke on short. Cooper flash off to position. Moose miles away. Seems like they will go for a save.
You might be right. Good stuff from Cooper, you're right. Managing to take down the mid player who was in position to stop rotations. It was a nice idea from the SMG towards the B apartments. Drop that smoke. Suggests that they're waiting on the bomb site, trying to slow you down. If he had timed that maybe a second later, he might have been worth 2 kills, but got nothing. That was their cues to go. Cooper gets a couple. They'll save the double AWPs. It's going to go 6-3 though. INTZ, all their timeouts, starting to string some rounds together now. 3 AKs will survive. As Cello confirms, it wants to make sure that he doesn't give anything away. 2 AWPs though. I'd be tempted to force into a double AWP situation. Each team will differ though. Maybe just Deagles and nothing else. We'll see which way they're inclined. Still quite early on in the game. They have a lead, don't have to throw it away. So an MP9. So Marky pretty much fully invests with the armor and SMG. Food just gets the Deagle. Vanity just a P250. So they did not force this. And KNG will get that first frag. Not one of the AWPers though. That's the P250 removed.
Cooper creeping. Ooh, grenade in his hand. Destiny, he saw somebody there. Playing the careful game. What does Cooper do now? No one knows the status of the underpass position. Pushing Palace as well. Bells being rung. Marquis will fall back with his MP9. Not the most ideal weapon for the job. Will the grenade kill him? No. Food up front with a Desert Eagle. Not going to do much with that. And that is surely the round. They don't have position, although Cooper's trying to make his way over. He won't see if anyone's made it to the bench, or will he? I think he did. But the fact somebody made it over there is worse. INTZ having a look. The bomb's going towards the A bomb site, even though they have secured B. And the other 2 players are saving on A. And it seems there's some uncertainty now. And the bomb's going back towards B. This makes more sense. You're going through the apartments just to make sure it doesn't get picked off by a would-be United player in the underpass or something like that. That's good awareness. You don't often see that kind of thing happen. So that could have ended in disaster for INTZ. But it seems they will be getting round 4 on the board. All these rounds seem to be going down to the last 15 or so seconds. This one's in the bag for INTZ.
Definitely is. AWPs will be saved. AK for Mark. And that's about it. It's KNG, Zan finding the only kills required. And United did play this round, of course, but objective was to keep the AWPs alive as soon as they felt like they were in danger. Remove them from the equation, and INTZ not giving anything away. They're making sure everyone keeps an eye on the bomb. There's no tomfoolery, no antics going on here, as Yell will state at the very last moment, just to confirm no one's going for a ninja defuse there. And there it is. It will be the 4th round in a row, I should note, from INTZ. 6-4. And the double AWP setup still rings true, so United will be fine with that. They've given up 4 rounds in a row, but they still have the lead here. Money's okay. Sure, not ideal the last few rounds, but going to round number 11 here. KNG, 8 kills, 9 deaths. Just behind Zan, who's on 9. Yeah, another quiet one from him at 2 and 8. Smoke towards middle. And focusing heavily towards the B side of the map. No one in Palace, no one A ramp. I think they're just rushing B, you know? I think they're going in. One player's made it past the incendiary. Food needs to be careful if he jumps up at all. Yeah, we'll be waiting. Oh, he actually gets wrecked by the incendiary. There is a follow-up spam as well. No damage being done. It was very close, though.
Almost walked straight into it. Now, the interesting thing with the playing as INTZ here is that they often tend to go as a group to a lot of different areas as opposed to playing that default style. So pushing extremities where you don't feel pressure has been very successful so far. I'm surprised eUnited could absolutely start to try to do that more, or alternatively play deep setups. Ooh, that's a beautiful peek coming in from Food, holding that position after the smoke goes away, knowing that that would be a favorable one. And INTZ have walked all the way back towards A for a split. They've got exhausted basically all their utility now. A Molotov and a flash. It's all they have ready to get into a bomb site. There goes the molly towards Cat. So you'd want them to absolutely push. Connected with this. Cello ready. Usually that's a setup where you can punish players pushing window after there's been presence there. But if you jump in a little bit late, with no distraction, a bit too early, the timing's off, it all falls apart. Great shots from Cooper. He's been on point with the AWP. 12-4 now. That's a bloody good peak, but trades are there. And Zan will go down as well.
Cooper with the godlike play there. The first shot was good. The second was incredible. Manages to hit the no scope, go 7-4. First shot, there it is, and then bang. Takes Destiny right down. He was looking to get that trade. That was pretty much the round secure at that point. Very cool stuff. So we'll see.
That was the first damage they did in the round.
Yeah.
20 seconds left. It's rough. There's no time for error correction. You're running your own clock down. I mean, there are the grenades to avoid, of course, for eUnited. But also, I think it's quite tiresome, especially when you have an AWP and they've got two eUnited, to just hold an angle for ages. So there's that, but you know, it's causing instant problems as well. We saw plenty of timeouts on Inferno. eUnited back to winning ways. It has been 4 rounds in a row for INTZ. So now let's see how they respond. I'm sure there's a gun on the floor for Marky if he hasn't bought one himself. Yeah, it's been dropped an AK-47. So let's see how this plays out. Marky dropping a flashbang towards top mid. If you have a player peeking from the window, that can be a flash for them, or just a deterrent to stop people pushing into mid. So good support flash from an A player. Into moving through the underpass with 2 players. A lurker in Palace again, keeping Cooper honest maybe. This time we've got 3 for eUnited in A. No one focusing on the window, which hasn't been smoked off. A boost to look towards short. No one offering anything on short. eUnited not interested in dying in mid, or winning or losing the round in mid. They will allow INTZ to have it. It's nice Molotov in response to the smoke, but Zan will make his way through just in case. But now what, INTZ? Now what are you going to do?
Well, they have connector, and they can run a split through Con, and it's going to be the case here. Smoking off jungle, pushing towards the bomb side. Now, because there's no one around the pit position here for eUnited, it's actually very difficult to really offer up solid holds here. The CT presence is also too weak, and everyone's been eliminated. It was an ideal way of attacking the bomb side, going in numbers from connector like that. When the CTs are trying to defend from triple, you're just completely exposed.
How about that? 3 through connector. Clear out the site from the bench position, essentially. You don't see that every day.
Yeah, it's a really good way to do it. The interesting thing is that I think that it would be nice to see eUnited putting 2 people on like pit like that. They're running that kind of a setup. I think it'd be so powerful because in so many of their T rounds, they just don't have any. They don't run many decals, so they don't really have people there sometimes. And if you have that setup, you can just like push someone, or if that's happening, you can completely give up the site, play CT perhaps, let your B players rotate through mid, and then they just don't get a ramp, so it becomes quite difficult for them to find a way to plant.
That's very good stuff there. Vanity was just waiting in the smoke as well, hoping he'd go under the radar, but completely detected.
Yeah, that last shot showed some blood.
Yep.
Oh dear. These guys just aren't with it with the smoke grenades today. He right-click released that somehow. It's a jump throw, and he right-click released it. I don't know what kind of binds he's got.
They'll still continue with the execution. Molotov down to stop the CTs progressing towards the bench. And Vanity gifted that first kill. He needs flashbangs from his teammates, so he certainly got that. Moose helping him out, and Cooper will find the 3rd kill. 4 versus 2 though, as Zan and KNG wait for opportunities here, but there's no real reason to overcommit as a CT. Just wait for their movement, see if you can get some intel, and they'll fall back, but they have lost the bomb. So interested to see what they've got at their sleeve. This is going to take a long time to rotate all the way around. KNG is making his way towards that connector, hoping he can find some sort of wiggle room here. And towards window might be the correct place to look. Spotted. No kills found. CT does not need to pick this again. Oof.
Double peek at least eventually. After dodging a few shots. And Zand will die as well. 8 rounds for eUnited, 5 for INTZ. It's a quiet game of Mirage, with some flurry of violence and high activity.
Yeah, it's a good defense coming in from the shadow position. There was no molly there or anything like that, so he had a pretty easy time of it, getting those multi-kills when his teammates were flashing over, which was very nice. And now, the last time are being used in the first half.
They haven't left themselves many options in the second half, have they? That's all gone in the first. You want to save at least one for that crucial overtime moment, maybe. But that's all 4 taken care of. INTZ will buy up into this. Galil, AWP for KNG. AKs are out as well. Zan will buy up. He goes for the HE over the smoke. Is that real?
Why not?
Like, come on, like, guys, please. Anyway.
Maybe he's got a really good plan.
He must have some sick lineup for this HE.
Well, this is a big investment into the A-bomb site. 4 players looking to burst. Ooh, were they spotted at all? Surely they've been spotted from CT. Where's Molotov? Speaking of HE grenades, that's quite a lot of damage. And there it goes. Does about 22 damage. But they have lost 2 players in the meantime. Food stuck in a jungle position with the smoke down. Vanity on the stairs. There's a flashbang from a teammate. Where are the last 2 players? One's by the fireboxes, but doesn't have the angle. And Yell on the flank is going to do some work as well. Suddenly it's a 2 versus 2. Suddenly it's a 2 versus 1. And now there's 1 person apiece. Where is the bomb? The spray isn't quite there. It's not quite there for Moose. And INTZ take the rounds. That was fast moving.
Didn't really give himself a fighting chance in that 1v1. Almost offered himself up and said, here's an exposed position.
Yell having another... Well... Let's see, Zand and KNG are doing the heavy lifting. Let's say that.
Yeah.
For now.
Well, last round. It will be round 15, of course. MP9s, 5.7s, 2 AUGs, and M4. This smoke looks a little bit more successful. Cooper, however, not in his jump, but his teammate does get the first frag, but Cooper is in a lot of trouble here. Gets 1, surely traded out here. KNG will get him. 3 versus 3, but that certainly favors INTZ considering the weaponry. They have 1 rifle now. Marquis been excellent today. Slower in this game with 7 and 8. Let's see if he can bounce back. This round would be huge for them, taking the half at 9-6. Moose tagged up at the AWP. Follow-up shots from Marquis. Can't quite finish things off, but there it is. That's important. Even KNG at 1 HP is dangerous. So he's been removed. And Cello will try and help himself towards the B-bomb site, but Moose is waiting. Low HP, has to be smart about his position. He's only got that 5-7 as well, so if he can get this 1 kill, that's absolutely huge. I think he's got it. And indeed he does. AK, bomb down. Should be the round, but it's Yell who's coming in with the Molotov, and he'll have no problem getting this first frag. But can he find anything more?
Definitely still very doable with the amount of time that he has remaining. He hears the stepping in market as well. So he's got the drop on food. Should be a frag. Misses the first shot though. Needed to connect onto the head immediately. Now he's got problems. A whiff there onto Marquis as well. Marquis will not whiff in return. And we see the back and forth nature at the end of the first half here. And it still feels like anyone's, Henry.
It certainly does, Dan. Thank you for setting the scene. We will take a break and see how this one concludes.
were over. I thought we were done. You took my heart and made it colder. I took my soul and tried to run, but I have nowhere to hide. And you'll find me every time. You pretty little lies are a game. I swear I always fall for the same. Yeah, your wild affection, sweet deception, taking over me. You know you'll find a way to get me back every time. With your pretty little lies, I thought I knew better. I'd learned my lesson this time. But when you promised me
Final half of our third map between eUnited and INTZ. And they are taking this one seriously. 4 timeouts in the first half here. They switch over to the CT side. They've got everyone covered in Kevlar. No diffuse kit, no smoke, of course. And there will be early utility towards the B side of the map. Smoke's deployed. I assume that means the B rush. And it will be flashbangs to follow up as well. So a difficult round to contain. We'll see if it works out for him. It's a deep smoke towards short as well, not at the pillars.
Lineups here for Sand. He will happily help himself to 2 headshots, leaving Cooper and Moose. Moose still in the apps, but Bomber's not down just yet, so it might not be the best position in the world, but it's hard to get out of that spot when you're in the middle of the midst of fights. Now it's going to be incredibly difficult to get out of the apps. Probably impossible. There's 4 players down there. You're jumping into a tank for the Piranhas. And they're not going to give him anything. And why would you? Why would you?
There we go. Nice idea from eUnited. Seen a lot of top teams run that strat. The smoke towards short, flashes over. You're hoping one player's there, but if you lose the initial entries, you don't get a plant. Very difficult to make it work. You can see about the smoke to the pillars. There are plenty of positions that are exposed as Cello comes to life there with the USP. Getting you to close things out with nice shots, and they are back on track. No force buy in the second here, full eco. Pretty much reunited. They get a PC-50 and a Deagle. No armor, no nades. And 3 rifles for INTZ. They are preparing for the next round.
The AUG is certainly a good choice for this. That said, you don't have to overcommit. You can let them have mid. It's not all that much they can do with it.
Oh dear. Food actually jumping on the window keeps the AUG off the angle to allow his teammates to move up mid, which is probably why the short guy gets caught by surprise, but no terrible harm done. Sand boosted over. Spots the player top mid, but where is the last guy? Can't get tunnel vision. He's looking for him. Smart stuff. He may soon see his dome. Easily avoiding the flashbang is Moose. He's got a Glock. Cooper's up top with the Desert Eagle. Glock will be good enough. Window players in the red. Okay, got to be very careful. Could have been another one.
Kaji was the next to go down.
Yeah.
24 HP, facing the D.
United now. Their leaders are reduced to 1 round. The AKs are coming out.
Oh,
I expect a different pace to what we saw from INTZ in the first half.
I would assume so.
You'd hope so.
Well, here it comes. Smokes towards middle. 4 players, though. Make it 5 heading towards the A side of the map. They know there's a threat of UMPs and FAMASs, and apparently Orgs, which go to town at the A ramp. Equal trades for now, 3 versus 3, but KNG looking sharp now. He manages to drop the bomb at ramp, do significant damage towards Food, and they've got a 2-on-2 situation here. Spray down coming through, and it's just Yell that remains. He's all the way in spawn, but look at the HP. He has a fighting chance, even with just the SMG in hand. Holding for their commitment, they could fall all the way back, which looks to be the case at this point. I think that's the right move. Keep a question mark around the situation. He can't be everywhere, and currently holding towards the CT ramp. And I think the objective is to allow Moose to plant at A. And what does Food got? So Food's got a smoke and incendiaries or a Molotov. He's going to probably smoke towards the kitchen, throw a deep Molotov so it makes a sound cue, and hopefully pull the rotation away, allowing Moose to get in cleanly and plant. That's what I think is going to happen. He'll have to make a big ruckus here, though. He needs to make a lot of noise to actually pull this rotation over. He wants it to be audible.
I think he might flank if he can't find the guy, because otherwise it's just pure gambling towards A. But if he takes too long to clear the site, I mean, Moose is too deep to rotate, too deep in Palace to rotate all the way, so he needs to move faster towards the A site. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to get the bomb down. So really, he should have run there, because I think if the other guy is there...
So there's the smoke.
If the other guy is there with 2 HP... He's a non-believer. That will be heard, surely. And oh dear, we have problems now. Just wondering what is going on. Yeah, Moose on site, has to go for the plant now with 12 seconds on the clock. Managed to get it down. Does he dare peek? Does he dare cross? Moving towards Sandwich. He's gone past the angle now. His elbow's been seen. Trying to cross again. He's been seen again. And that's a headshot. Marvelous stuff. Yeah, I think for what they had to do, Food had to run, basically. Yeah. I think you have to risk dying. At least if there's a free plant, and he could be absolutely anywhere. He could plant inverse of default and be anywhere at all. He could be CT, jungle, connector, palace, ramp.
Such a tight one-on-one as well. Could have gone either way. Maybe overthinking the situation somewhat. They had a good intention there, but smoke goes down towards B. That is wasted. Couldn't even be heard from A. And... it almost fell apart, but they managed to stick the landing. 10-8 as the CTs rush middle. A dink comes in. Marky's in trouble. Cooper to pick up the pieces here. He might be dropped as well. It's not actually an equal trade. 4 versus 3 with 2 rifles found. Food is not hitting the shots either. This is getting very awkward indeed. CT still with the advantage to bomb down. Vanity with the MAC-10. Now they've got the Galil. That's not ideal. He knows he can't go down here, and look to his right. A CT is coming, and that's going to be KNG, who might have timed this well, but smoked out. Buys himself a little bit of time as Moose arrives on the scene.
Dear oh dear. 2 players top mid with Galil sprays. Couldn't quite manage the rush. If it was an AK, may have been a different story. Everyone covering the bomb. Lost. Oh dear.
Ouch.
I think he's heard it, Moose. KNG has no Kevlar. He's got to find a headshot. That costs way, way, way too much.
They'll just be happy to win the round at that point, though. I would say, after all that.
What I can take from that is don't go top mid unless you've got an AK and not a Galil, because the spray isn't there with the Galil.
Good stuff, though, from Moose. Kills are off-screen, very precise. Molotov helped him out. Nails the final kill. He had the clutch 1v1 before on 30 HP, and he's just done it again in a situation where they arguably should have lost, considering how it went down. 11-8 though, and there is money available for INTZ once again after that full eco. I'm not going to say victory, but success. The flash attack towards A, here come the flashbangs. Destiny, though, not affected by any of them. First 2 kills for the Brazilian squad, make it 3 as it goes into a 5-on-2 now. Vanity and Food to try and fight their way back into the round, but there's just no opportunity. CTs are giving them nothing. The flashbang, it's known to be successful now. You have to fire when blind, and there will be a complete shutdown. INTZ will keep 4 players alive. AWP's there, and the money is wrecked for eUnited, as they'll more than likely lose their 11-9 lead now, and it's looking for double digits.
Maybe a little too fast into the A-bomb site. Both rounds where they've played a fast A, INTZ have had 3 people on the A-bomb site. So hopefully for eUnited, they can read that situation. But again, because of all the plays they lost on the round prior, they are in this situation when they have 2 rifles, one of which is a scout.
Yeah, like on Mirage, you want to condition a team to playing people into middle by focusing on mid defaults with good mid presence. And then, then when you go for that contact play, it's much more likely at the early portions of the round They're going to try to find a pick on mid. They may have more of an aggressive setup there. They're going to try to cross over towards mid, and there'll just be one guy on the site, right at the beginning, because why would you need 3 on the site if the other team's just doing a default on mid? So that's kind of one of the things you need first before you start doing that. You got to condition your opponents, and that's something I think Na'Vi for me is actually the team that does that maybe the best on Mirage at the moment, is conditioning your opponents, conditioning their opponents, and then exploiting what their opponents expect to come. Na'Vi is super good at that. It's a risky playstyle, but it can pay off pretty hugely.
Well, eUnited and their force buy has not worked out at all. Yeah, down to $2,000. We're going the full distance here again.
Why not?
As we'll see.
All the way.
Round 22 come in, Glocks only. And maybe just a challenge middle. See if they can take KNG down if he is there indeed. Might go for a run boost and then peek off it. Right now waiting for CT aggression. I would say run boost over, then challenge, or you could just all challenge one by one. Let's see what they go for. Oh, HG could do a lot of damage. Oh, Ding comes in. That should be the cue to go. And it will be. They've got some mid control, but that doesn't really mean too much in this scenario, I'm afraid. Destiny having a lot of fun with this one. And there it is, 11-11.
See, that position with an M4 and A1 doesn't work like that.
Not as cleanly, no.
You need that scope. For me, it's like the most obvious position where it's like, I feel comfortable with a scope, with an AUG here. Whereas with the rifle, I'm like, okay, not going to peek this as hard. But yeah, a bunch of clean rounds coming in from INTZ. Now back onto the buy again for eUnited. And we're not going to see too much of a default here. They've got almost everyone towards the B side of the map, and that may be a problem because INTZ actually have a 2-man setup on A ramp, which, again, if you have any inkling that the other team might be just not doing a default, you can try to push this position because you have the support there. You can trade out if necessary. It's a forward position. And if you do push and you see no one's there, that is massive advantages on the information immediately. And you can see already they have 3 players on the B-bomb site. They don't necessarily yet have the info for this because they have 0 idea about what's happening on mid, and they don't have this push activated just yet. They're only just now doing it. So now they see that there's nothing here. Now this can be a problem because if eUnited do decide to go through connector, which they have in the past, that could be a problem. But they're going to walk through the smoke and take a huge amount of damage, but they do get the trades fast enough to make it good.
Yeah, that's very good. That's a little set piece there. Waiting for that smoke to go down. The second it starts to drop, that's when they're all there, ready to fight. And you can see how effective it is. That's a very nice approach there from eUnited. Timed to perfection. As they enter the 4-on-2. No choice but the CTs but to save. Destiny and KNG will hold on to what they have, which is an AUG and an AWP respectively. So just Moose goes down. Nice approach towards B. After losing 3 rounds in a row, eUnited take the lead back. It's going to be 12-11 with 4 players surviving here. KNG loves a scrap, doesn't he? Holding up for anyone exiting. That is not a prime position to hold on to your weapon if they did come through, but he will live to tell the tale. He'll fall back as they all exit through the B apartments.
It's a good punish too from eUnited onto INTZ to exploit the lack of mid presence it's like so heavily. And INTZ were going for a lot of guesswork in that round initially by having 3 players on B before they even pushed a ramp and didn't have any control in mid. So that was kind of a gamble stack towards that B-bomb site. Still didn't work out because that B split is very strong. It's just a super strong attack. It's hard to deal with. And there was no threat of a flank coming in. And they learned about it a little bit too late. Let's see if eUnited can once again exploit the map control. We've got 3 players for INTZ early towards the A ramp as well again. Much faster push coming in from them. Now how do they play this? Moose is looking for any push. Timing though, that is very interesting. He might shoot Destiny in the back if Destiny keeps pushing, or wow, what a position. Don't often see someone holding T-spawn for the A-ramp push at 1:25.
He's very aware. He is 1 step ahead of the game, and that's Destiny being punished. We'll get into a 5-on-4. Plenty of time remaining. They have no AWP on the T side, but that's not a huge deal. But they are up against double AWPs. 2 smokes remain. Vanity needs to be very careful here. The A setup looking pretty bare bones right now. Just Cello there alone. He has got backup from the jungle position. KNG arrives on the scene. He'll get himself into a more advantageous position, but towards short they head. At least for now. Could be a little fake towards A. Marky showing presence. They're going to get ready to get up short. And it's looking very good, I have to say.
Yeah, that's a great round from them.
INTZ starting to move towards the B bomb site. Oh dear! Running past the angle, and they could still do something. Got to deal with Yell. Nice to see Yell on the AWP finally, and KNG up that short position, clearing house. 16 seconds remain, and Cooper is in the apps. He's looking for a bomb plant, but look at Yell's position. There's no way he makes it past now. Ooh, KNG, which angle does he hold? 4 seconds remaining, and Cooper's in no man's land, trying to do damage. That's a great amount of damage just there. Double peek. Yell will finish off the job. Great adjustment from INTZ, rotating just in time. Really going down to the wire, this one. eUnited's turn to have a timeout loss.
Gotta feel slightly bad there for eUnited, just because they set this round up really well, but they didn't have a problem. Sorry, they didn't have a solution to deal with the players just holding angles in market and coming in for a flank.
If they had 1 smoke left, different round. They would have been across, no problem. Would have been easy, would have been done. They would have covered short, but he's had to challenge. Face check, they would call that, and fortunately didn't work out for them. So, Vanity has the AK-47. Tactical purchase by him. Execution coming in from 5 players. 12-12 the scoreline. Loser this map goes home. Destiny trying to make sure it's not his team. He'll get the first frag, but Vanity answers back quickly. Absolute spray down coming in from Cello. A lot of damage inflicted as they take the lead here. And there's so much chaos. Through the smoke they go. Bombs down. It looks like the Brazilians have done enough in this round at least. USP should confirm it. And Moose left with Deagle. No armor as he's completely painted into a corner now. 1 kill will come through, but that will be it.
INTZ in the lead again. There's money for a buy for eUnited. 3 rounds won so far on the T half for eUnited. INTZ lighting up the scoreboard. It would be quite the victory if they could make it after that first map. Quite the turnaround. Nightmare map with a potential... Sorry, nightmare start with a potential dream finish. And this is just the first part of the bracket. Plenty more CS to be had by whoever wins this series. eUnited doing some spotting. So they've gone for the short push twice now. With limited success, mixed success. They'll wait out the initial grenades from the counter-terrorists. And Molotov buys time for KNG to peek top mid, trying to give himself as much opportunity to peek mid as possible. And that's all gone now.
I really like throwing that smoking connector. It's like really easy to do. You don't need any fancy lineups. Very safe. Can do like a really easy molly from behind it into the connector as well to clear it. This is a great position to try to bait with. You can catch players pushing short. You can wait for distraction, someone to shoot from the window, then you just jump them. And Marky will take down 1. And Vanity is just creeping his way in for a flank wherever he wants, B or A. It doesn't really matter. Both positions will be devastating. Obviously, A is going to help them get the plant more effectively, so it's the smartest choice, and he'll go for that one. And will he find the player in the smoke here, Cholo? Does he? Oh, okay, there we go. Cholo reveals himself. Destiny gets taken down as well, and this surely should be a wrap. The CT players are fast on coming, but they're trapped behind a smoke. There doesn't seem like there's much left for San to do, and that'll be all tied up now, 13-13. Where does the money lie, though? Because that is going to be... That's very interesting.
No timeouts remaining, Dan, remember?
Need to save as well.
Yeah. So they could get a KNG AWP, some Deagles, and really go for it. I don't think that's the right play, but just laying it all out there. Oh, they've done it. Okay, well, cancel that we're going in.
They're going for it.
All right, we are in. To be fair, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. The fact they get 2 for masses isn't awful, but it's really far from ideal. KNG needs to go massive here.
Made the jump across, so this is a good way to start things off. He might just get one here because Marquet looks like he wants to go towards top mid, but they may wait for Vanity to come through underpass first. It's normally the safer way to do it because then the underpass player can help to clear these positions.
Oh no.
Oh, Flick is actually missed. The second hardest shot is connected, but not a fatal one. And ground has been gained here by United. Moose down in shadow as well. This is quite precarious. Will take down the player at default, and there is a lot of ground to be worked here now by United, despite losing Moose's position.
This is anyone's round. KNG has been thwarted, however. The AWP has been removed, and they will try and use power and numbers here. No one watching the side, though. Oh, no. INTZ comes out at an ideal opportunity, sprays them all down, and back we go. That purchase with the FAMASs, the AWP, the pistol, it all works out for them some way, somehow, and they are one round away from series points and knocking out eUnited from week 2 here in the quarterfinals. Wow. So this time it's Moose with the pressure on him. He must have the best spawn. We'll check in with him. See if that's the case. He did. He had the best spawn he can get, trying to take down potential KNG in the window here. No one to receive.
This is a real war of attrition.
What?
Alrighty then, there's a fast exchange. Plenty of damage done to eUnited. Can they capitalize on this? INTZ, they're in a good spot at present. 4v4. KNG still in the connector. There's a smoke on the other side. If there's a pop flash in, they won't see it. He could peek and ruin everything as they go for the short play again, but this time he'll get the information, but he won't get the frag. Now we have Yell with an off angle. Does he hope that the balcony player just passes? Does the balcony player Fu just stay in the balcony? There's a first kill. There is the trade. Now, maybe Zan can play off of this. No, Cooper's got a superior angle. And once again, we continue to trade rounds. Cello has $500. Oh my days. Look at the money on the CT side. It is crap.
Yeah, it's absolutely ruined here. And that's going to be a very, very crucial reset here.
And they have no loss bonus to back themselves up with.
Indeed. Just that one stage, which at this point is not that useful to them. 2 players at 0. That's Zan and Destiny. Cello will still get cash on the CT side for surviving the round, but it's eUnited to tie things up. And they might be the ones to close it out as well, because at this point you'll see 3,700 on Yell, 1,400 on Zan and Destiny. They really have nothing to fall back onto here. This is the night. This is what I mentioned earlier. Maybe save some timeouts, Dan, because you never know what could happen towards the end.
You did actually explain this exact thing, yeah.
So now they don't have a single thing, so they're going to have to just work it out very quickly now. What's happened here? Have they called a technical timeout? At this point? Yeah, okay. All right, then. I'm not even going to say anything more than that.
My mouse doesn't work.
Yeah, let's just leave it there.
The pizza man is at the door.
That's outrageous. Outrageous.
Who called the tech timeout?
I don't want to talk about it, James.
I want to know.
I'll say something bad. So I won't.
This has always been a thing, though, hasn't it? Always been a thing. Technical pause at 14:14.
Go on, you say it. You be the relic clip. I don't want to be it. It's so shameless. That's what's annoying me. It's like, come on. Oh, now you're all bad.
They fixed it, guys.
That's all cool. You worked it out. Perfect. Anyway, you are right. It's an online game. It doesn't matter too much in that sense.
It's not our job to pass judgment.
Exactly. Anyway, round 29, and we'll get back into the action.
All right. Well, the bye sucks, and United 2 rounds away and suddenly finding themselves in an advantageous position. Surely it's not going to go wrong now. It's a fast play. There's no one close to the ramp. There's only one guy in shadow. The guy on CT will be isolated by the smoke. The rotation from mid will be late. perhaps, and be caught behind the smoke. And if they make a play through to the bench, surely there's either a molly or someone holding that angle. There's superior firepower. There is surely no way this goes wrong. There's every single advantage you could possibly want going into a set piece onto the A bomb site. Even though the CTs are there, this should be fine for United. In they go.
Destiny spotted the UMP.
Oh, no.
Cello actually with the frags. Okay then, how on earth has this happened? The bomb has been collected. 1 minute 10. I guess he knows that Cello is on A somewhere. The flank is coming in. He's got a 1 versus 1 potential. Yell's actually flanking with only a CZ75, but he could take all kinds of dodgy angles, which could be a problem for Food. Look at all those X's around the A site. eUnited barely making it through the choke point with those 4 players. Only 1 player actually making it out of any of those choke points.
Yeah, they couldn't make it across the site. That's like such a huge problem, not being able to get onto the site.
Yell might be holding a pixel angle here. However, the lower peak from Food. He spots the shadow. Will he chase him? Yell running for dear life.
Get him.
Oh, he's taken too long to decide. Food. He does have a... No, he doesn't have a smoke grenade. So where does he choose to go? He has a read that 1 is A, 1 is B. Oh, the off angle from Cello. And INTZ are the ones who make it to match point in a very unlikely situation. And look at the money on eUnited.
It's all back and forth here, James. Who would have thought? With absolutely nothing. Cello stepping up with the AK-47. And at that point, closing it out as well.
That was huge, that spray down. Huge.
No helmets for 3 of the players. No armor for Marquis whatsoever. He has
That's
dropped an AK for a teammate, I suppose. I thought someone would have to make that sacrifice. He is Deagle and a smoke grenade.
It's weird actually to see no armor on 2 players on either, like 1 on either team. That was actually a strange one.
Why has Destiny got no armor?
I don't know.
Can we see the money? He just
He's bought an org.
decided to buy an org and have no armor. Might be a mistake.
I think he must have just misread his money.
Yeah.
There's no way he did that on purpose. Well, if he's got a good position, it might be fine. Where is he playing? He's playing CT. Cello, he seems to have switched. He's activated Juggernaut mode. That's what I'm going to call it. It's beasting everyone. He is the Juggernauts. Smoke on connector, and there he goes to walk up catwalk. That's a massive frag, especially because the CTs just smoke connector.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! They saw the
play.
bomb and they reacted immediately. INTZ.
So that's interesting because Cooper was in connector when the CT ran through and started spraying into the guys in cat. That's very strange. Either way, they'll be going into the A bomb site 3 versus 3. Cello caught from Palace and sandwiched by Marquet. And now down to Yell and Destiny to try to stop overtime. Can they do it? Destiny's got no Kevlar, remember? And he's going to get absolutely beasted. Just down to Yell now. 3 players all softened up with the org. He's got a solid chance here.
I'm not sure about that, Dan. It's a trifecta of doom, we'd call this one. You've got 3 kills.
Kit as well.
Fine, no
Oh,
kit.
the kit's the difference, of course.
Yeah, I probably feel like this is... There's the kit, but it's just almost 0 chance. I get this kill, probably no problem, but not even that. We're going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen. They have done it somehow with almost nothing. It will be eUnited to get themselves at least to the finish line. Now they just need to get over it. What a game it's been. It's a long old map. Remember, all timeouts used there, and some extra ones by INTZ towards the end, but it will all be reset now. 15-15, 10k MR3. You need to make sure your buys are on point. And we are going to take a very quick break, and we'll be back with the action momentarily.
Nobody's gonna hold your hand when it comes to healing. Nobody's gonna understand why you still feel the way you do. Even on my lonely days, I know that I am still loved. It's pretty often that I feel I just don't fit in, and that's okay, 'cause everybody's different.
All right, let's do this, guys. Overtime is here. It's all been reset. It's 1st to 19, 18-18. We do it all over again, and that could be the case. No timeouts added. It's all down to this moment. One AWP on the CT side. Double AWPs are a massive risk, as Zan will be challenged first. He manages to get the first and do a lot of damage to the second, and Yell's in such a fantastic position to mop up here with the AWP. You can see what a great weapon it is, that range. 4 versus 2, that should be round, but Cooper still alive at the AWP. He's done impressive things so far, but this time tagged down to 3 HP, and it looks like his days are numbered. He will be holding on towards the pillar. Almost 0% chance of winning this one now, as he has the bomb, but no real information apart from that. KNG will close things out 1-0 or 16-15 with a very fast B approach from eUnited, focusing towards shorts.
Pretty fast round. The super fast rushes have not quite worked out for United as of yet. See how they change the pace on this one. No plant is a problem for them as well. It's a great way to start off the CT half for INTZ.
Can they finish in such fashion as well? Aggression up middle from Destiny gets flashed, and he is out in the middle of nowhere. He'll get taken down. The cover is there, though. They really committed to middle, which is pretty awesome to see, actually, because INTZ didn't do this too much in regulation. So Food will take him down, and Moose has understood that he can creep out onto the bomb site, but he's completely exposed to middle, which is where the entire team was pushing. So that is not going to be ideal for eUnited. What is the play now? Cooper will pick off one.
Ooh.
It's the bomb spotted.
So much time to
for INTZ.
Run around.
Yeah, but he's got to, well, he's moving towards the B bomb site. He's got to hope no one catches him on the way. However, Food's moving away from the B bomb site. So where they've got a minute on the clock. It seems they'll both head maybe to mid, maybe not. Okay, so it will be mid. So it's going to be a late play wherever they choose to go. They could make a play up short again. They have no idea where KNG is. He is in a shadow position with an AWP. This is not very likely. He's not sure where to go either. He can't really move now because he could compromise himself. You don't want to spend too much time in mid because you're going to compromise your own time. 25 seconds left. Nobody in CT. A step is made. They start to speed up now because they've got urgency. KNG spots and swats. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, the time. Spent too much time in the mid position. Didn't have enough time to actually clear the site and plant the bomb. That's not what you want to do.
KNG played that very well. It looked like he was in a compromised position. Here's the footsteps, swings out wide, nails the first shot. Ideally, he should have gone for the instant trade with the time remaining, but maybe overthought the situation and got himself in a spot of bother there. And we'll be round 33. We have another best of 3 to bring you after this. We're between Luminosity and Furia. Another Brazilian derby. It's going to go with barbecue. Derby came out, so whichever one you want, really. Brazilian barbecue works.
Barbie.
Seems like a good solution.
This is a really bad start for United.
Yes, it is.
I think that goes without saying. 2 MAC-10s in the last round of the first half. Their margin for error is going to be nil, because I do not expect they're going to come out on top of this one. Sand looks away from a second flashbang. There's only one though. So maybe they'll get that round of breathing room after all. Food trying to cut off rotation, and he will do that in part. Last 2 players in market, and it seems there is a chance for eUnited. And look how he's delaying things. It's the last round. Destiny stuck in the mid position, worrying about the flank. And that starts to come into play, and now it is KNG versus 4, moving towards the jungle position. But again, it's the last round, really. Might as well just press on towards the site, because it's just killing his time. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. And eUnited get a round on the board.
They certainly do. It will be 2-1. 1 is enough. They will need the 3-0 sweep to close it out here. Just 2 needed on the inside as they switch things over. Pretty standard scoreline for this overtime on Mirage. We'll see if they want to go for a double orb setup straight away on the CT side as eUnited swap over now. Cooper purchases his, and you can notice the lack of helmets, not really required. A few players without kits as well, trying to keep the money as strong as possible in any way they can. KNG orb is out. We enter round number 34. Number 18 for series points here.
So United need to start off with a bang here. They need to get their momentum back. And KNG looking for that pick. Somewhat, I would imagine you're somewhat notorious for going for stuff like this. Some AWPers, you know, are just going to pick it up on the T, on like pretty much any map on the T sides. They're going to be trying to pick the extremities. KNG is kind of that one of those AWPers. And now he's been spotted with the shot, and that's like 30 seconds killed on the clock, and INTZ have not taken mid just yet. So now that's really what they need to do, to try to get some map control. The pick has not worked out. KNG will stay scoped in as he moves forwards, and they'll go for that late mid take now. And this is a spot where United could start getting some edges, because INTZ are a little bit pressed for time, coming into mid a little bit late. Let's see if United can find a way to get a pick here. That connector push could be good. There's a smoke still up, but I think it's dissipating now, or soon, surely. Jumping herds. So close. The timing on this one. Goes for it and gets it. Can't get out in time though. But that's some good damage. With this little time left, that might go a long way.
Grenades going into the B bomb site. Food's not blind. Food spotted the bomb, taking him out. Continuation spray onto Shello. Destiny and KNG remain. There's cover as well. They will get just the 1 kill. INTZ played a late game. 20 seconds left. But again, progress is limited.
Well, there we go. They will win the all-important round and get series points next. It's Food with a great job there. Not too much pressure from the utility. Manages to spray 3 of them down. 18 seconds remaining, the round finished. MAC-10 for Zan. Now that's an interesting one. As we talked about, a lot of CTs won't get helmets. That's what he's banking on. Is he at the front of the pack? So that actually works. And with all mobility, if he is lucky enough to find one of those CTs without a helmet, this could work out. Flashbang goes in. It's a bold move. Let's see if it works out for him. Goes in first. Not going to be the case. And it's Moose once again, finding multiple kills. He gets 3. Food chimes in with the 4th. And Cello with nothing to say about this round. The B-Rush, not successful.
There were a lot of flashbangs there, but they were seemingly easily avoided. Leaf out of eUnited's book, it seems. So that's the opposite. Maybe trying to take them by surprise, because obviously INTZ have played down to the last 30 seconds every round. Suddenly a flash. They get nothing out of it whatsoever. And it is match point eUnited. Can they convert it on this occasion?
Good work from Moose.
All that economy running to the ground, and thereby is worse than eUnited's was on the last round.
Oof. Scary stuff. This is it. United, they could just clinch it here, or INTZ, it's their time to bring it to another overtime. Passive setup, 3 players around Ticket. They will disperse slightly. Marquet moving towards Shadow now, but 2 round Ticket still. Nothing in middle. Nothing in window or connector. However, they are edging, the B defenders are edging towards the catwalk area, so they might be the ones to Ooh, this is kind of cool, seeing a boost here. Got to be careful, and they'll spot a bunch of players in middle. So, with the presence towards Shadow and Palace, Cooper feels for the freedom to be able to get up on ticket to look into the connector position, which is actually super strong if you can get into that spot with the AWP. It's a very hard spot to pre-aim. And they'll rotate one across. Will he be fast enough, though? Here comes the push.
Very unusual setup. They will not expect Vanity, surely. He's got to find a kill. It's falling to pieces. Bomb's going to go down, it seems. Frags elsewhere. How? With the worst buy possible, they win the round. Funky setup from eUnited, and it just collapses. It just doesn't work out whatsoever.
Double overtime. We are on.
Yeah.
We are off. And we'll see KNG get his 30th kill. 2 AKs, pistols, and you can see the fatigue starting to come in now at eUnited, not looking as up for it as they once were. Falling over and around. They should have picked up, no problem there. Pretty basic approach from INTZ, and no reply at all. It's all resets. You stay on the same team. 10k MR3 once again. This time the magic number is 22.
Yeah, I think they just had some indecision as to when they knew where the T's were, like what was the appropriate CT setup, and they kind of got caught in that indecision. Nice push coming from Cooper. It's always fun to see this one. You can look under the smoke with the AWP. Maybe get a pick, fall back into your own smoke. However, the approach from the T's will circumvent that effort. And what is this, overtime 2?
This is double overtime, yes.
Second overtime, okay. Of course it is.
The first round of which.
Thank you for your assistance, Henry.
No problem. Always here for you.
Nice. So we've seen this before, and before actually Kanji actually had someone walking into his peak. So not this time. 1 minute on the clock, and INTZ need now to start pressuring connector or catwalk, or fall out of mid entirely to start moving towards the bomb site. But I like this. Marky, proactive, going to be looking in towards T spawn. 45 seconds. And in comes the cat push. Smoke on connector. They're going to go for the B split. There's 3 players already on B and a flank on the way.
Yeah, Vanity needs to, well, I guess he's just adjusting case because there are 3 players towards B already. Still slow. They are being delayed by that smoke on the short position. Destiny's been picked off. Vanity maybe taking a shot through the smoke. And there is all the information. The bomb on the floor. Much better CT round from eUnited than the craziness we saw at match point. Clean round, perfect from them. No plant for INTZ will be a problem. It's 1 round in the bag for eUnited. INTZ have got 2 more cracks at the whip. You don't want to go 0-3 for sure.
Yeah, certainly not. Not the place you want to be. AWP for KNG. Money running thin. 650 left to him after 2 AWPs purchased. See eUnited with the lead for now. Vanity makes the jump. Looking to get the information on the cross. Flashbang's a little bit too much for him, but Cooper, apparently KNG is too much for him, as he'll be taken down there as well. 5 versus 4. Smoke in response. Plenty of time here, and INTZ are loving that. They are a very slow team. Opening pick, taking down an AWP. They're waiting for a CT response now. We have got Yell making his way through the underpass as they set up smokes, at least initially, towards A. They seem to be committing off them as well. Gonna run through the incendiary. Marky ready with the flashbang for his teammate, who's waiting on the bomb site itself. No real frags coming in yet, but I'm assuring you they're coming in any second now.
There's one. Palace picking deep. Is there a trade? No. Kills go the way of INTZ. This would be a big round for them to win. Bomb being planted for short. Vanity just now leaving the B bomb site. And he'll be leaving the server for this particular round. Marquis will not get that kill on Tazand. And here we are, 19 apiece. Who's going to take the next one? You just have no idea who's going to take this game, really.
At least that was, you know, as it was supposed to go, that they take. You know, they have like this 5v4 and there's eUnited are out of position. So that was a round which went the way it was supposed to off of the opening.
One apiece. Who will take the lead? If it's INTZ, they have a massive advantage considering it's a T side, but Marky this time taking matters into his own hands. Pushing towards top and middle. Waiting for the cross. Nothing there. Bomb at the A ramp for now. One player in Palace. That's KNG with the orb. As a flash comes in, Marky feeling more confident to explore his options. Nade towards the default cubby. No one there to receive it though. And an execution looking likely again. They get themselves postured for the smoke play. You can see Zan line them up now. In they go, and I think it's just going to be a pretty basic execution going in. Grenade does a little bit of damage there as the flashbang goes over. Vanity to defend. He's going to throw in the incendiary and call for Cooper to rotate in.
Kianji with the AWP defending against Cooper once again. Keeps getting his number. There's the lurk in mids. We saw this setup before from INTZ, and it's hard to see much. Oh, this might be an opportunity to get in there. Oh wow, Moose has also forced his way through the smoke, but still stuck behind it. Is Vanity will flash through, looking to find some players here. They're all over the place, and that is that. INTZ pick it up. 2 rounds on the T side. They are looking like they are surviving better as far as focus is concerned here, and that the United are starting to struggle a bit more as we get deeper into this.
This has to be it now. 2 rounds on the T side. This has to be it. The CT side is, I feel like, has been better for both these sides. So to take 2 rounds of 3 on the T side, for instance, this has got to be it. I feel like we've seen good opportunities lost at a few match points. But
I feel like you're setting yourself up for failure.
No. This is the end now.
All right. Double overtime. Second half begins. Smokes in towards middle. Covering towards the window. The short area. KNG fires up a shot. Wishful thinking as Food. Not necessarily committing here. Wants to suggest he is, though, taking vision away with the smoke. The follow-up Molotov. Baiting out whatever utility he can on that side of the map. Early days in the round. Destiny there with the smoke in his hand, ready to drop it as he detects any shadow, any footstep, anything really. That's when he'll right-click the smoke in.
Shadow's already rotating off of the A-bomb site. Again, INTZ have often had 3, including the guy connected, they've had 3 players on A, ready for the fast plays from eUnited. Now they rotate a 3rd player towards the B-bomb site, but the bomb is top mid. The lurkers for eUnited seem to be moving away from A. 1 minute on the clock. A delayed mid-take, a pop flash towards connector. KNG's holding the alternative angle, but moves away from it before Food comes out. 49 seconds now. I worry about time for eUnited. No more lurker towards B, so it has to be an A play. They've got a flashbang rather than the smoke. KNG has been eliminated. There's 1 player on the A bomb site now. A flash on short. Is Vanity ready for it? He isn't. He's standing there, but he couldn't find the angle. Destiny's going to be crucial. He's just playing slowly. The bomb's been dropped in connector. Has to be collected. There are 2 players there, but he won't get the frags. Oh, this is falling to pieces. Moose and Marquis remain. Destiny hasn't played his hand just yet. He's waiting to stop a bomb plant. Now there's only 1 player there, but there is cavalry in CT spawn of 2 players. And they just ran down their own clock. Didn't really make enough advancements and got wiped out in connector.
Yeah, it's like a similar problem that both teams have had. It's just playing too slow in general. You got to pressure positions away, and in doing so as a T side, you get opportunities for engagements. And if the CTs don't engage, then what they're doing is they're giving you parts of the map for free. And if in so doing, they make their lives harder. So that's where the frags usually happen when you're playing defaults. Now we'll see a faster approach top mid here. eUnited looks like they're going to rush into connector. This might be brilliant because we had a push towards T-Ramp with 2 players. Indeed, the triple man's gone. These guys are going to get sandwiched between Palace and between Sandwich. Let's see if they can survive here.
It's looking good.
It's actually not the most horrendous position. They're going to smoke off ramp, but there's still player Tetris. They're going to be finding open, and there's no cover for that at all.
This is series point, remember, and it's a 4 versus 2. Moose and Marky with it all to do. It looks like we have our victor We are saying goodbye to eUnited as they have only one player remaining, and he is so far removed from the situation. It's not even funny at this point. You have two flashbangs, a smoke, and a Molotov, but almost zero chance of winning this round out. It's been a long, drawn-out affair. INTZ have fought tooth and nail, and it looks like this will be the final moment. There it is. We say goodbye to eUnited in week 2. And that will be it. Mirage went the full distance, double overtime, had his ups and downs, and it's INTZ that stood the test of time. They started off getting absolutely blown out the water in the first map, and it looked like they weren't ready for this game at all on Inferno, but they did come out on top. Dan, you changed your prediction. May I remind you? That's what happened.
Actually, I think the way I remember it is actually all you three changed your predictions, actually.
Yeah, that's just not going to fly as them. Anyway, it's going to be now one more best of 3 to go. We allow eUnited through to the semi-finals. Sorry, not eUnited. INTZ. It's getting late. Brain's starting to malfunction here, it seems. It is INTZ going through, and here's the scoreboard for you. You can see 32 kills for KNG. Zan stepping up as well. Yell, quite a game from him. Starting to get the numbers there towards the end. I think Marquis is the one that stands out for me the most at the bottom. He was electric in the first 2 maps, and then couldn't perform in the third, the most important one. So there we go. A long, old game, that one. Big series, and that will be the end of them. How do you guys feel?
Great.
Ready for another one?
Yes, absolutely.
Let's do it.
Lovely stuff. I think that's it. We'll take... Oh, there you go. There's the reminder of what happened there. He did change it again. It's come back to haunt you once more. You got any final words before we go to a break?
No.
Fantastic. We'll go to a break
Stop asking.
and be back with Furia versus Luminosity Gaming in a very short moment.